Hello friends, my name is Saburi Balaprasad Agrawal. I am studying in B.Sc third year from Adarsh College Hingoli. Today I explain the operator delta. Consider a function y equals to f of x. Consider a conjugative value of x differing by h is a, a plus h, a plus 2h, a plus 3h, etc. The corresponding value of f of x are f of a, f of a plus h, f of a plus 2h, f of a plus 3h, etc. The value of independent variables is called the argument, and the values of dependent variables corresponding to that argument is called entry. The difference between the conjugative value of the independent variables is called the interval of differencing. The difference f of a plus h minus f of a plus 2h minus f of a plus h, f of a plus 3h minus f of a plus 2h, etc. are called the first difference of function y equals to f of x, and is denoted this difference by delta f of a, delta f of a plus h, delta f of a plus 2h, etc. We have delta f of a is find the f of a plus h minus f of a. Then your delta f of a plus h equals to f of a plus 2h minus f of a plus h. Delta f of a plus 2h equals to f of a plus 3h minus f of a plus 2h. Delta f of a plus 3h equals to f of a plus 4h minus f of a plus 3h, etc. The difference of this first difference are called the second difference and are denoted by delta square f of a, delta square f of a plus h, delta square f of a plus 2h, etc. We have delta square f of a equals to delta f of a plus h minus delta f of a. Delta square f of a plus h equals to delta f of a plus 2h minus delta f of a plus 2h. Delta square f of a plus 2h equals to f of a plus 3h minus delta f of a plus 2h. Delta square f of a plus 3h equals to delta f of a plus 4h minus delta f of a plus 3h, etc. Then the difference of the second difference are called the third difference and is denoted by delta cube f of a, delta cube f of a plus h, delta cube f of a plus 2h, etc. We have delta cube f of a equals to delta square f of a plus h minus delta square f of a. Delta cube f of a plus h equals to delta square f of a plus 2h minus delta square f of a plus h. In general, delta raised to n is denoted by delta raised to n f of a equals to delta raised to n minus 1 f of a plus h minus delta raised to n minus 1 f of a. Delta raised to n f of a plus h equals to delta raised to n minus 1 f of a plus 2h minus delta raised to n minus 1 f of a plus h. Delta raised to n f of a plus 2h equals to delta raised to n minus 1 f of a plus 3h minus delta raised to n minus 1 f of a plus 2h, etc. Delta square f of a equals to delta f of a plus h minus delta f of a equals to f of a plus 2h minus f of a plus h minus f of a plus h plus f of a. Then equals to f of a plus 2h equals to 2f of a plus h plus f of a. Delta cube f of a is find, then delta square f of a plus h minus delta square f of a equals to delta f of a plus 2h minus delta f of a plus h minus delta f of a plus h plus delta f of a f of a plus 3h minus f of a plus 2h minus 2f of a plus 2h plus 2f of a plus h plus f of a plus h minus f of a equals to f of a plus 3h minus 3f of a plus 2h plus 3f of a plus h minus f of a. The above information we can express the values of given table. The first column is give the argument. The second column is given by entries of f of x. The third column is f of x of first difference, and fourth column is second delta f of x, and fifth column is delta f of a, and sixth column is fourth of delta for f of a. Then we can easily define the values of entries of first, second, third and fourth f of x. Thanks for the watching video.